was walking around Dollar Tree trying to find some Hot Wheels treasure hunts because that's what I do with my life. And typically, I ignore the Make It Block sets because the minifigures are just dreadful. The reviews I've seen for a lot of their products are not very positive, and I just so happened to stumble upon this Lego knockoff architecture line, and for $3. I mean, I was interested in the Lego architecture line. The problem was the Lego architecture line is fraught with expensive products, and they did do San Francisco. The problem is it's $90, and albeit it is 300 extra pieces, it's really not worth it. It's 525 pieces to be exact. This is 206, as you can see, and obviously that is a massive, massive price difference. So for $3, give it a try. Now, they do have 3 others in this first series. I'm going to call it that, even though it says nowhere on the box about that. But hopefully they do more, because they do have some fun, impressive builds here. Berlin looks good, Tokyo, and Venice. I did not go ahead and buy all 4, just in case the quality in the build were dreadful, and it was not. It was actually quite pleasurable, other than these translucent pieces at the bottom. Let's look at this really quick. You better have damn good eyesight, because it does show you what pieces that you'll need, but then again, you really gotta give this a good look. It's like an instruction manual for ants. It's hardly even that. It's just a sheet of paper, which is fine. But I mean, once you get through that, it gives you it gives you more of a thorough instructions of what to do from there on. And I would say that this is sufficient. It's a little uncomfortable at the beginning, because I know a lot of us are probably used to having a booklet, and literally each page of a Lego booklet is like putting one brick on at a time. So this is a bit of a this might come as a bit of a surprise to those who don't see this type of a review for this. But just be aware, I suppose. Anyway, just a few minor issues with this, really. Trying to get these suspension pieces in, or, well, I mean these rope-like pieces. This is like a bendy. I wouldn't say this. It's not rubber, but it's like a flexible plastic, and you've got to put them into these holes. And I would say during this entire build, that was the only thing that was a pain in the ass. I've seen people having to wrestle with these bricks to try and put them together, and it's like other products within the Make It Blocks company. But not this one. This one was totally fine. Another small issue is that this placard, oh my gosh, this piece here comes out really easily, just with a little bit of pressure. You can literally it just comes right out. Typically with a Lego build, they have things pretty secure. You just saw it drop a few seconds ago, and it held together, so that's a plus. Anyway, and you can kind of manhandle it too, you can shake it around and nothing breaks, so that's a great plus. I would say it's a sturdy build. During building, you just have to have faith, because there's going to be points where it's it might be a little flimsy, and you're like, okay, so what's the plan here? Is this just going to be a real flimsy, non-secure build? And it turns out to be later on. So just keep that in mind. And another small issue that I have is that Greenbrier always prints one of their bricks. But in this case, you can just face it away from the front, which obviously I've done. That's just a small nitpick. It's kind of annoying, especially if you later plan to take this apart and just throw it into a pile just to use for a free build, which I can certainly see that these bricks being compatible and non-frustrating with Lego stuff. Very nice. All right, let's get into some positive things, some more positive things before we end it. They included Alcatraz, which is awesome, totally badass, and obviously it's not underneath the Golden Gate Bridge. It's one of the various main draws to San Francisco. I think they stopped using Alcatraz in like 1963. You might be able to tour it still if they bring ferry boats out there, but I'm not sure. We never inquired about that, partially because when we were out there, we never had time. So we were with like a tour company. So, exploring California. So overall, yeah, it looks good. It was a pleasurable build once I got through the translucent water pieces. And no, it doesn't include like the Trans-America building or whatever else people might be interested in. But I think this is I think when people think of San Francisco, they're thinking of the Golden Gate Bridge, of Alcatraz, and perhaps those steep roads in the city. Which if you've ever seen Bullet with Steve McQueen, highly recommend it. Just a pretty movie as well as a great action film. I don't think it includes Alcatraz or the Golden Gate Bridge, but you'll see many wonderful, great things as they were in 1967, 68. So, yeah, there you go. A great building set recommendation and great movie recommendation. You're getting it all here. So, there's that. Want to give a shout out to the block set. This is from the Jaru line. Oh yeah, everybody's familiar with Jaru, right? Yeah, totally. But I was walking through a regional supermarket, and they had these on like those strips that they have in the aisles with the food you walk through, and sometimes they'll have Hot Wheels on it, or they'll have like various toys. But I bought it just for this guy because I wanted to use him in a stop motion. And I want to give a call to this company because it's a Lego knockoff brand, and typically Lego knockoff brands have terrible minifigures. In this case, this is like a carbon copy of a Lego guy from like the 80s or 90s, and it's super simplistic. There's not a whole lot going on here, but it does have some detail, not a whole lot of color maybe. But I think this is fantastic, and for the price, not only do you get this silly, generic, toyish thing, which is fine. I mean, I'm not their target demographic, obviously. The quality of their bricks is not bad either. I don't think these are rubber tires either, but that's not a big deal. High class, well, I don't think I would consider it that, but it's pretty damn close. I thought that this was a great piece. About 45 pieces. I think it was $3. Not terrible. Decent quality. Just want to give a shout out to Jaru. I don't know if they're still around making any Lego stuff and shipping it to the US. Maybe they got sued by Lego because their minifigures are like a carbon copy of that. Very, very similar. Very possible that they could have gone under after that. I don't know. But yeah, quality, good stuff. And I also don't want to talk about this without acknowledging the fact that, like, the people making this stuff in, like, the sweatshops, I mean, they're put through terrible conditions, and I don't know, like, I won't do too much of this sort of thing, because I've heard that the conditions in those places are really terrible, and I don't feel like I really want to contribute too much to that problem. And so, I don't know, that is like their way of being able to eat, obviously, as we are over here in the things that we do, and we probably have slightly more freedom, or just as much freedom as they do at this point. But that's a topic for a different thing. But anyway, just want to shout out these two companies, Jaru and Make It Blocks. Greenbrier Industries, I guess. Well, that's their distributor in the United States, but Make It Blocks, they're made in China. Let's see here. Yeah, they're in Greenbrier is in Chesapeake, Virginia. The product is made in China. That's just the that's typical now. Anyway, guys, there you go. That's all I got for you. Take care.